Back in the studio here, we have got Ron Joseph in. He is an author. He's got a book. You'll be signing books, right?
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. And down in Carabasset Valley Public Library in early March. Just check with the library.
Yeah.
With the
We'll come back to this too.
Sure.
Of course, we're going to play this piece for you too.
Yeah.
And you've cleared up a lot. You know, where else? What other station do you get skiing tips, safety tips,
true.
and moose safety tips?
It's true. It's
right?
It's very true. None.
Yeah.
None.
So here's the important thing. You knew this was coming. Moose calls.
Right.
Are we in danger? Because we're on the bottom floor. It's not really
Right.
moose accessible.
No, we're fine here.
Okay.
Even during the rut, we'd be fine.
Even during the rut.
The rut is from
You're a crazy
roughly
man.
mid-September till mid-October, although the warming trends of recent years is pushing it more into October. But that's the breeding season.
Right.
And the bulls are out looking for cows, and the cows are announcing that they're receptive, and they make a long, drawn-out call like a dairy cow.
Well, if there is a moose in the road
Right.
or in the snowmobile trail,
Right.
can you give us some moose verbiage to tell them to get out of the road?
Yeah. Yeah. I would. I probably wouldn't. You could try calling, but I would say the thing to do is to just try to avoid them.
Okay, so
Entirely.
we're not going to get a safety tip on
No.
how not. Okay, fair enough.
No.
How about if I want to get a beautiful picture or video of a moose?
Right.
What do you do to call out to them?
The best way to do that, I would say, would probably be now in early October. And if I can call a moose, and I can, and I don't have the best moose call in the world, is to imitate a cow.
We'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, and is to be a cow. Thanks. Is to sound like a cow, and you can go online and say, you know, show me a video of a cow moose calling.
Yeah.
And then you practice. This is what I've done, and of course I've learned from Greg Drummond, who came in second, by the way, to the champion moose caller in Kingfield. I forget his name down there.
Would that be Salampus?
That's exactly what it is. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Greg Drummond came in second to him. So I learned from Greg, too, how to call a moose. But the cow goes, makes a drawn out. And it goes on and on and on during the rut. And you can hear it for a long ways off, especially at night. On a real cold night, the best time, I think, to photograph a moose would be in the morning. Mm-hmm. They like it cold, so a frosty night in October, if you go out and listen and then imitate a cow. Mm-hmm. But I would say to be cautious. And I've mentioned this in my book and in articles I've written, you've got to have an exit strategy because bulls will show up thinking you are a cow, and if you don't have a vehicle nearby or a cabin, you could be in real trouble because they're really pugnacious, the bulls are. And they're really disappointed when they get there and find out, this is not a cow that's calling, this is a human.
So they're kind of angry.
They're kind of angry.
They're kind of ticked off.
Kind of ticked off.
Yeah. So a good safety tip once again. Now, are there different calls for male and female?
Yeah, the bulls make a grunt. It's not really, it's just a... much louder. Mm-hmm. But you'll hear them, if you call a cow for several minutes and give it a break, or a minute and give it a break, and just listen. Mm-hmm. And you can hear a bull off in the distance. Invariably, you'll hear one, and it takes them a long time to get to where you are. So I would say set up in a place that's been your favorite moose observing place. Mm-hmm. Get there in October and try to make some cow calls and just listen for a grunt. And then limbs snapping. And it's really exciting to see a bull moose step out from the dense forest and coming to investigate what he's hearing. We've had hundreds of people, literally hundreds of moose watchers thrilled. Yeah. And you hear cameras going off when we used to do this guiding. It was great.
That could be a great feeling. I mean, I always find a great place for moose is near the salt shed.
Yes.
And I understand in Canada they've got a problem with moose licking cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I had my car licked in Greenville.
Yeah.
Yeah, my pickup truck.
Do you have a bumper sticker?
Oh, it was. I'm telling you, it was like I had a car wash. I had a pickup truck, pickup truck, and I was checking ice fishermen, and I came out to the road, and I said, what what's beside my road? And it was a cow licking the salt off my truck. It was foam.
Yeah.
I got there, just the whole vehicle was covered in saliva.
What did you say to him?
Yeah, well, she saw me coming, and her calf was there too, and calf
okay.
actually took off first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the calf might have been learning how to lick
Yeah,
cars.
exactly. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Oh, it is hysterical to see.
It's passed down generation to
exactly.
generation.
That's right. It's learned
So
behavior.
let me just hear.
Yeah. Go, plug your nostrils a little more and get down. That's a bull. And then a cow is. You got it, Greg. You're going to be champion moose caller next year. You can enter some competition.
Amos! No, we're just practicing. Holy cow. I think it's so interesting. Now, your book here is not just about moose, it's about bald eagles, bear cubs. And,
well, I've got 5 stories in here on moose, and my editor, the publisher, said, "Ron, that's enough." I had more than 5, but he says 5's plenty, because I was fascinated with moose as a kid. And I got to tell you a funny story, is that in 1958, during the rut, I was 6 years old, and on my grandparents' dairy farm, which is in Mercer, which is a little east of Farmington.
Sure.
This bull moose showed up in the pasture one morning, and our dog Bonnie, she was a herding dog, a border collie. She chased this moose into the barnyard, and my grandmother had just washed clothes, and she had the clothesline up between the barn and the house. And the poor moose came running into the dooryard because it was being chased by our border collie. Because hey, my job is to herd.
Right, right.
So she herded this moose in, and the moose went between the barn and the house, and as he went by, his left antler snagged on my grandmother's bra.